Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is John Shirley in case you're new here. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being part of this, I appreciate you so much. If you're new here, kindly consider hitting that subscription button and that notification bell so that you get notified when I post videos each and every day at 4 p.m. Okay. Yeah, so today I just want to talk about my depression journey and how I want to talk about how I overcame depression because I don't want long videos. So if you want tips on how to overcome a depression, you'll kindly watch my next video. That is when I'll talk about this. So today I just want to talk about my depression journey, how difficult it was, how I made it difficult. I mean, it was not difficult, and why was I even depressed in the first place. So, my depression journey began in 2020 during COVID. COVID came and we went home, schools were closed, and campus relationships. The most stupid thing that I've ever done in my life is figuring myself with a campus guy to be a future husband. I felt in love with this guy and I was like, you know what, now this is my future husband. I was so stupid to tell myself, like, to convince myself. So when we went home, things happened and then we broke up. So when I was home, it was easy for me. Was it 4 months or 5 months? It was very easy for me to move on, like, not move on, but to accept the fact that he didn't love me anymore. And let me tell you something, guys. I think the greatest mistake that I've ever made, I've made a lot of mistakes, and out of fear making other mistakes, so the greatest mistake that I think I've ever made is falling in love with a classmate. These people, sincerely, it's very hard, like literally hard moving on from them, because there are people you'll meet, unajaribu kumove on kidogo kidogo kidogo, mshakutana, and then you feel bitter about them, and it was so tough. It led me into 1.5 years depression. I think I healed last year around November. When it was November, I was now like, oh, this guy does not love you and you don't have anything to do about it. The most important thing that I've ever done to myself is telling myself the truth. Initially I used to tell myself, I think I've talked about this story several times, that that guy is dead and he's not alive and we cannot, I was just trying to convince myself that he never existed, he will never come back to my life. But the moment I would meet him and reality would strike me that he's still walking along the streets, I would come back, feel bad, and those were the worst moments of my life, like literally. Because have you ever been to a position, like, let me say, the time that I was depressed, when I was coming out of depression, I felt like I'd lost a lot, like literally. Nilisikia kama, have you ever been, it's as if I was in a certain prison and then I came out of prison and then I found this new technology. That is the feeling that I felt when I got out of depression. That's tough. So things happened, like they happened. We left each other, and I have to say, I'm this type of a person. I don't like sharing my things at the same time. Okay, like I used to have friends, and then the friendship did not work out, and I had to quit the group. And it was a circle that it was just 3 of us. I have to say so. So yeah, let me say just three. So I was having like two close people, and then I had to quit the group for a few reasons here and there, and then now I was friendless and I was relationship less. I've ever been friendless. Okay, I only had one male friend, which I didn't want to share my relationship issues with, because he had told me several times, you're not going anywhere with that man. But I'm like, yo, this is my future husband. But anyway, people learn, and experience is the best teacher, as they say. Yeah, so it was very tough to communicate to anyone about it, because I was in the middle of depression and I didn't have time. there's a lot of noise coming from outside, but we have to continue. Sorry for that. So as I was saying, what was I saying? Miss Squeezy by the memory lapse. So as I was saying, it was tough for me to make friends at the same time. Uko na depression alafu you want to make friends, it doesn't work out. And I was like, I don't want new friends, I do not want new relationships. Nakwambia kujichoche kuanga na emotions. Do not make decisions when you are emotionally unstable, because you want to do everything that you're saying that time. I was like, there's no relationship. The relationship does not mean a lot to me. I don't have to date anyone. And let me tell you something. I swear upon myself that I will never date any man. But see me now. I believe in love like no one's business. Even my friends that I used to tell I will never fall in love again, Squeezy wako like, was this really you? Was this really you? So I have to appreciate. So a time came that it was now compulsory for me to now start recollecting myself. So there's this time that, okay, I used to feel like, ushafikwa na zile feelings life is not important. You're giving yourself all the reasons that life is not important, and you rather just kill yourself. And the people that have died so far, maybe they're in a better place than us who are living. Because at that time I was fighting for my goals which are not working out. At the same time I have depression. At the same time I don't have anyone else to talk to. And let me tell you something, if there's this regret that I have in getting myself into depression, is losing potential relationships. Men are men, but they're people that you feel like, oh, you hata kama nani heartbreak, it is worth my heart breaking. Okay, so a time came that it was now necessary for me to do what, to talk about it. And I had a friend, she's called Stella Wanjiku. If you have, I know you've watched him from our previous video. I've done friendship tag in the previous video. So I used to talk about it every day, every single time. And I'm so glad that she was always there to listen to me, listen to the same story, listen to how hurting it is, until it finally, like, literally got over me. Sometimes even the strongest feelings that you think can never fade away, they really do fade and like disappear, like they never existed. That is one thing that I appreciate with nature. Like, even the people that you love today, if they continue mistreating you or they don't value your love towards them, with time you'll be like, I don't care whether they love me or not. I do not care, because there are a lot of people. If you're not meant to be together, let me not say you're a lot of people, but if you're not meant to be together, even if you do what, like, literally, it will not work out for you. So, like, it reached a point, the only escape through, should I say escape through, that brought me out of this depression is my fear for death. Like, dying, that is where we draw boundaries, but there's a time that it literally downed me, like I said, that people who dead are better than people who not dead. Like, but I was always like, how will I do it? How am I going to stay in that casket? And how am I going to, how? But I am so proud that my intentions to heal surpassed the feeling of it's better. Me, I won't die, by the way. I won't have died because of that guy. Oh my God, I fear death. I really fear death. I don't know. I doubt it if it would have taken me to that point, I just feel like those were just one of those feelings that just come and go. But for me and death, that is now where I knew this one, we're not heading here, So what advice I would give you, look exactly like what you're going through. Because the moment you start hiding, like, I'm going through this, I don't want so and so to know that I'm going through this, is when you are depressed, and is when no one will even notice that you're depressed. And that is the pathetic thing about depression. When you keep on hiding it, no one will know if you're depressed, and no one will come to your rescue you or to talk to you about it, and you'll take longer than it should. Me, for 1.5 years, I was like, that was way much long. Kwani, who the hell was this person? But I am so proud that I've moved on. I forgive when I move on. Me, before I forgive, by there I cannot talk to my ex. If I'm talking to any of my exes, it's because I have moved on and there's nothing left between me and you. Yeah? So if you are suffering from depression, one advice I will give you, give yourself time. Okay? Like, we can't skip the hurting part. This is someone you've been with. I think that was the longest relationship I've ever been. Ilikuwa 1.5, almost 2 years, 1.5. Kumbe ilikuwa mingi hadi, let me see. Yes, it was 1.5 years. That was the longest relationship I ever persevered through thick and thin. But squeezy. Anyway, guys, so what I was saying, if you're going through the depression, one thing I would like to tell you, give yourself time. Like, literally, time is the healer of everything, every deepest wounds. There's this song that reminded me of my depression journey, and that is why I decided to vlog this. Chike song, I've fallen out of love. It was like, oh Chike, oh, this is hard for me to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've fallen out of love with you. Like, literally, what is hard to tell someone I've fallen out of love with you? For me, I'm like, you rather tell me the truth. Like, literally, Charlie, me and you, we cannot work out. I don't love you. Because I will understand. I also don't love other people, and I don't have reasons for not loving them. But either way, love comes around. Like, literally, even the times that you've lost hope, and in the time that you lose hope, like, literally, I'm not going to love again, because I tried falling in love with this time of depression, but I was not falling in love. Like, I'm just looking at that person who's dating someone else. I'm sorry for calling in that person, because we go squeeze it tunaongea, by the way. Tunaongea. Don't take this personal. This is just content, But then you had broken me. Okay? But I've healed from it. Yeah, so look exactly like what you're going through, so that someone will come to your rescue and help you move on through it. 2, accept that these people do not love you. 3, treat yourself, treat out yourself, talk to yourself, converse with yourself, and for the first time, let you be the baby girl that you want. Like, me, I used to call myself baby babe. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, good morning, babe. I tell myself that just to tell myself that, you know what, you are with me, you are mine. I think it reached a point that I used to cry a lot, I used to be depressed a lot, and I'm like, no, let me just go out, take a walk, and then I come back. But it was not, okay, walks help, so do a lot of exercise. Unatoka nje, unatembea, hang out with friends, visit places you've never visited. If you want to go for swimming pool, go for swimming pools, and you'll definitely get over it. Like, do other things that you love, and it will replace him from your heart. So I used to tell myself, ningesema tu literally kwa mirror and I tell myself, sis, I would tell my heart, okay, heart, if you're going to continue hurting because of someone who's not, like, you are in me and you're hurting because of someone, surely if you can't be with me, then you have to leave me. And I used to tell myself every single day, and I used to tell myself, if you don't do this, I will pinch you. At any time I will remember that guy, I will pinch myself, slap myself. And there was this time I used to give myself promises, like, if you don't remember that guy, I'm gonna treat you, I'm gonna buy you this and this. And let me tell you something, this silly mind loves gifts. And that is the time that this literally disappeared, and I found myself in love again. I hope I'm not going to be heartbroken again, but I love this guy like I have never loved before. I have never loved anyone like I I really hope, I pray every day. You know, this time round, I've included God in my relationship. It was that tough, you know. I had to go seek God's hand, God's mercies, God's hands, and God's grace to come back to a new relationship, you know. You know, a time came when I was depressed. I used to literally kneel down and tell God, God, you know what? Just give me a peace of mind that surpasses human understanding, because this was way much. This was just too much, like too much to handle. I used to cry a lot. There was nothing happy in that time, literally nothing happy. I prepare food, like I swallow it like bitter herb. I've eaten literally crying. I was that stupid. Crying while eating? Oh my goodness, I will never do that. But this time there's no depression for me. I see things going left, I jump to the right, you know? If things go back well. Anyway, I've talked too much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you liked it as much as I like producing it. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.